All right, folks, I am leaving the battle station. Walk with me, talk with me. I'm gonna go outside. I just had a salad for lunch. As you can see there, gonna go outside into the backyard. Come at you guys real quick with a market update for a little bit about what I'm seeing unfold in the markets, and really for how I'm seeing the market develop here for the next few weeks. But things are looking good. You all know this backyard. Love it. Okay, folks. So here's what we're seeing in the market. Oh, it feels so nice. Gotta love sunny San Diego. Here's what we're seeing in the markets right now. We're seeing a really strong bounce actually develop both in Bitcoin and in a bunch of the altcoins. Link yesterday was up 35%, for instance. A ton of market updates for you guys. The first one I want to focus on was 2 days ago. Tezos the Tezos Foundation released a report, their biannual report. They do it every 6 months. They release a report, an update on how the foundation has issued grants for development on the protocol, and for how they're managing their treasury. Right. So you guys probably have heard the term of an ICO. It was how Tezos Foundation raised money to finance building out this new protocol called XTZ, right? Tezos. And so in that, they had a treasury, and currently that treasury is marked at like $725 million, which is a huge sum of money. And all that goes to subsidizing application development and research grants and everything towards the Tezos protocol. So you got a really big war chest, essentially. So the interesting thing here that I want to point out is that the treasury has actually increased their position of Tezos tokens by 12%. So that's really cool in the last 6 months, right? It's a really good sign for that project that you have the treasury increasing their holdings in XTZ as opposed to decreasing their holdings in XTZ, meaning they'd be selling it on the open market. So to me, that kind of says that, we're still in a bull market. We are, expecting higher prices, especially if, treasuries are increasing their holdings. It's almost similar to a stock buyback, not a stock buyback, but it has a similar effect on the emotional structure of the market and the psychology of the market, that people see people in charge are confident, so that makes me confident, which makes me buy. And then you have a bull market that unfolds off of all that investor confidence. So anyhow, long-winded approach here to something very simple, which is the idea that, again, a 12% boost in Tezos tokens for the XTZ Tezos treasury, very good sign. The other one I wanted to point to was some data that was released recently by The TIE. As you guys know, The TIE, we partnered with them on Altcoin Alert, and it's the best social media data company regarding crypto in the world. And Josh actually tweeted out, Josh, the CEO of The TIE, he tweeted out recently that the aggregate amount of tweet volume coming in for cryptocurrencies, the top 10 by market cap on Coinbase, so the most popular ones, they have now all-time highs of tweet volume. All-time highs. That means there's never been recently, more engagement online than there has been now. So that's a really good sign for the market, just continually driving up. The last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was this new trend that is starting to unfold in the number of Bitcoin addresses, and it is up and to the right. Glassnode came out. Glassnode's an awesome research company. They came out with some information about the rising amount of Bitcoin addresses that are being created every day. So that's a really good sign as well. You see more adoption coming in. So there's a lot of really good, with all that being said, those are kind of your fundamental big news drivers that are coming out this past week that really made a ton of sense to the market, seeing that the market is bouncing on certain news like that. But really we're at a level of really, really strong support. And people are expecting higher prices. People are still saying we are in a bull market. This thing is going, we haven't even hit the tip of the iceberg. And I was doing a live stream the other day, and I was talking about just that divergence between price and value. And so many so many people look at price as, back in 2017 when Bitcoin was 20K. People look at that and they're like, oh, well, it's, gone so much further down in value. And that's actually it, because right now it's like 10K. And I think it's a misnomer. It's gone down in price, but it's actually gone up in value, right? Because there's more users, there's more adoption, there's more merchants, there's more, liquidity, trade volumes are higher. There's more interest. There's more security technically on the coin, and all that kind of stuff. So that goes with all these cryptocurrencies that had their peak in 2017 and are still down, between 50 and 90%. And even though 3 years ago they were just getting started, now they have full teams, full scale development, full scale everything, and it is just that much more valuable. So you see a really nice discount opportunity when you could think like that. Think about Amazon in 1999 and 2000, 2001, right? It was only selling books, but it was still, at $105 per share. And then it crashed down like 99%. And then still by the time they were, in every house, they were still, undervalued relative to their high that they put in 2001. But they were more valuable, right? They had, so as you see, after we broke out of that high at $105 in Amazon, it just never looked back. And now it's at like $3,000. And so the same idea is with Bitcoin and with all these other cryptocurrencies is that, we saw that they put in a really, really high price when they were still relatively new. And now that they're 3 years older than they were at that higher price, we expect that when we do break through those previous all-time highs to continue going much, much higher because now they're that much more valuable. So long-winded story. But to make a long story short is just what great buying opportunities each and every one of these dips offer. That's kind of the message. And when you do see these, month-long corrections of 50% or lower, and then you start to see really sharp bounces and reversals, to me, it just shows that it's, the market is still growing. There's still an expanding universe of buyers. There's still interest. There's still, healthy markets. And we got a long ways to go before this party's over.